Hey guys, my name is Nisha. I'm a soft skills trainer. For last 10 years, I've been training students like you in soft skills, life skills, and interview and GD preparation. Guys, do you know there is one thing that actually walks inside an organization before you step in? That is your CV or resume. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about a blank resume format actually. Though you can find many resume or CV format on Google, or you may copy it from your friend, that I would not recommend, because CV or resume should be unique, right? Because it consists all about you. So the first impression should be the best impression. So make sure that you make your CV or resume on your own. So in this video, I'm going to tell only the headings, right? The designing part will be yours. I will tell about important points that you need to consider while printing or while typing your CV or resume. So let's get started. Before we move further, I would request you to subscribe my channel if you haven't done so yet, and also press that bell icon to get all the notifications. So let's get started. Whenever you open your laptop or computer, you open a Word document, and in that you start typing. Now the first thing that you need to write is not resume or CV. It's a big no-no, right? Never ever write resume or CV on the top of your CV or resume. This is understood that that is your resume or CV. So the first thing that we're going to write is your name. Now it is up to you. You want to keep it on the left or in the center or at the right? I would generally go for this left corner. Now when you write your name, do not write name actually. Just write your name. Like my name is Nisha. So I would write Nisha Sharma, right? Do not write your name, like do not write this heading, just write your name. Now another very important thing that you need to keep in mind before we move further is that all the headings in your resume or CV should be in uppercase, means it should be in capital letters, right? Also the size of all the headings would be 14, and rest of your resume, rest of the body of the resume that you're going to write below these headings should be in size 12, right? You can keep your heading in bold. You can underline, or I would prefer that you do not underline, just keep it bold, right? And try to use any formal format, like we can use Times New Roman, right? So your font type would be Times New Roman. Do not use any informal one, okay? So let's move further. So the first thing that you need to write is your name. So I'm writing my name as Nisha Sharma, right? Then you write your contact number. Your contact number, that should always be switched on, right? Your phone number, your mobile number, right? I'm not going to write my number, right? You can write your number. Okay. After that, you need to write your email ID. Now, it is very important to use a professional email ID, right? Do not use any email ID that you've been using for maybe any other purpose, like for shopping or maybe for anything else. Try to make a separate email ID for your professional account that you can use for your maybe for job, applying job, for your LinkedIn, right? So it's very important, like for example, Nisha xyz@gmail.com, right? And make sure that once you start applying for the jobs, you check your email ID at least twice a day, in the morning and also in the evening, so that you do not miss any of the update, right? Then very important thing, the fourth thing that you need to write is your correspondence address. Now this correspondence address should be your current address where you are staying right now. Suppose you are staying in a hostel, in your college hostel, or you are living in a PG, right? So where you can receive any letter from the company, you need to write that address, and it should be whole address along with the pin code. For example, I am staying in Ghaziabad, so my address is suppose XYZ is my society name, house number is this, and block is this, and I'm living in Ghaziabad, UP, and the pin code 201, right? So this would be the first part, very important. I will repeat once again, you need to write your name. Do not write NAME name, do not write that heading, just write your name, then write your phone number, then write your email ID, that should be professional one, then write your correspondence address. Now we move to the another part. Now the second part and the most important part of this resume or CV is your career objective. It should be bold, size as I told previously 14, and Times New Roman we can use. Now this is very important heading. It should not be more than, when you write about your career objective, it should not be more than 4 lines. I would say try avoiding writing I, me, myself. It's a big no-no, right? You do not write I, me, myself. So suppose for an example, I want to be a soft skills trainer, right? So suppose I'm applying in any MNC, any organization, or maybe in any college. So I would prefer to start this sentence with to become a soft skills trainer, and then you write about the purpose, write why you want to be a soft skills trainer, or what are the fields you would like to work in. For example, you are an engineer or you are pursuing engineering, and then you want to you are applying in any MNC, then you will write that to become a software engineer, right? Suppose you will write this, you want to be a software engineer or any other engineer that you are, whichever field you are in, and you would like to work and on, suppose you want to work on Java, .NET, C++, whichever thing you want to work in, you write that, okay? Now, very important thing about career objective is that every time you apply in a different company, organization, and every time you apply for a different position, this career objective will change. Suppose I want to become a singer, right? And I am applying in a particular academy. I want to become, suppose, a music teacher, right? So can I write this to become a soft skills trainer? No, my entire career objective will change. So make sure that when you apply for a new job, for fresh job, then your career objective should change accordingly. Another very important thing that I forgot to mention, that never ever paste your photograph. I've seen it. Never ever paste your photograph on your CV or resume, okay? Now the second heading in your resume would be your academic or educational credentials. If you have seen my previous videos in which I talked about the difference between CV and resume, then resume is used for freshers, right? If you are an experienced person, then you will use CV. In that case, if you are making a CV, in that case the second heading would be your experience. So after your career objective, you will talk about or you will write about your work experience. But since this is a resume format, this is for freshers, so you will write about your academic or educational credentials. Now there are two types of format in which we can write about our education. First is tabulated one and another one is non-tabulated one. I would prefer that you write in a non-tabulated form. I will give you example. So while writing about this and other headings as well, you need to write in reverse chronological order. It means you will write whatever you have done latest. Suppose you are pursuing engineering and you are in final year of engineering, so you will write about that first, then you will write about your 12th class, and then you will write about your 10th class. I'll give you an example for this. Another thing is that when you write about your education credentials or any other thing, you need to write it in a pointed form. Do not write in a paragraph form, just use points, right? So unless your company in which you are applying for that particular job, they are asking you to write in a tablet form, you write in non-tabular form. So let's start it in a non-tabular form, how you need to write. Suppose you are pursuing BTech, so you mention your stream, right? Suppose you are pursuing BTech with IT, then you mention your year, third year, for example, or final year or second year. From, you write your college name, maybe IIT or maybe DTU or maybe any other college like KITE, for example, third year from KITE. Then the college affiliated form, like affiliated from AKTU, with this much percentage. So whatever is your aggregate percentage till third year or maybe till final year, you mention that, right? So first you write pursuing BTech, then your stream, it can be IT, computer science, mechanical, civil, whichever field you are pursuing your BTech, or maybe any other course, BSc, BCom, whatever. Year in which you are currently, from which college, and your college is affiliated from which university, like KITE is affiliated from AKTU with this much percentage, right? You write your percentage. Then you write have done 12th, or you can write +2 from, you mention your school, suppose from XYZ school, you mention the board, suppose CBSE board, in year, whichever year you have passed, in year suppose 2018 or maybe 15, with this much percentage. Similarly, for class 10th, have done 10th from XYZ school with this board, CBSE, ICSE or UP board, whichever board you have studied from, in year 2013 with this much percentage. All right. If you have any doubt in this section or any other section, please write in comment section so that I can clear all your doubts. Now after you mentioned about your career objective and you also wrote about your educational credential, now the third and most important heading that is in your resume or CV is your skills, and especially technical skills, especially if you are in a technical field. Suppose you are pursuing your BTech, MTech or any other technical course, then it becomes very important that you highlight that technical skills. So the third heading would be technical skills. Now what you need to write in this? You need to mention all the technical skills that you have acquired throughout your college, maybe school, right? Any other course that you have pursued from outside college, like you have gone through a training from any technical institute, you mention that. So suppose you have done a course in maybe Java, you mention about it, right? A little. Suppose you have done something in .NET, or maybe you know very well about C++, or suppose you have done something in SQL, or maybe AI, or maybe machine learning, maybe you are a front-end developer, or maybe you are a back-end developer, you have developed a website. Whatever technical skills you have had throughout your college or maybe outside college, you mention it. And please make sure that you do not lie about any technical skills that you are writing here. It should be true, because what happens is that the moment the interviewers are going to have a look at this, they will definitely ask you questions related to these, right? So whatever you have learned, whatever you know thoroughly, you write that only. Okay. In this heading also, you need to make sure that you write in reverse chronological order, like whatever you have learned latest, you write that first. Suppose you have done something in Java in the latest year, suppose in third year or final year, you write that, and then write in the reverse chronological order. So after that, it is very important to show about your skills that you have gathered through any achievement or any accomplishment that you have had in school, class 10th onward, or in the college that you are currently doing. We can segregate further these accomplishments, if you have many, in academic and non-academic. For example, you have been participating a lot in academic projects in your college and school. So you mention that in academic accomplishment, right, from class 10th onward, but in reverse chronological order. So suppose you are in third year college, so you write about that first, like you have done this project, you are doing this minor project, you are doing this major project, whatever project you are doing, you mention about that. Okay. Now in non-academic or maybe extracurricular activities, you can mention about all the extracurricular activities that you've been participating in your college or school, as I mentioned, in reverse chronological order, like you've been participating in drawing competition, painting competition, debate competition, essay writing, or any other, maybe dance or maybe singing, right? So you need to mention that in non-academic. If you do not have much to write in this section, so just write accomplishment, and if you have many things to mention, then you write academic accomplishment, and another heading would be non-academic accomplishment. Now it is very important to write this, because all the other skills apart from your technical skills, how else an interview going to check that you have leadership skills or you have team building skills? They are going to check it through this heading only, right? So make sure that you, whatever you have participated in, whether you have won or not, you need to mention that in this heading. Now another very important heading, your training We all know that in engineering we need to go through a major project in third year. Many of the students, they go for that project in second year as well, right? So it is very important that you mention about that training, right? So you write training, or you may write project. Now it is again very important heading, because how else the interviewer going to check that what you have done, right? So you need to write about that title of the project that you have done, how many participants were there, like how many members were there in your team, and what was the outcome, like what did you start with and what was the outcome. So you can write in maybe 3 to 4 lines, but make sure that you do not write very much about it, so that there should be left to talk about when interviewer asks you about this. And do not lie about anything. Again, in this section or any other section, do not write anything that is not truth, right? So you write in training project about your third year, final year or second year project that you have done inside the college or outside the college. Then you talk about any of the seminar or workshop that you have attended inside the college, maybe inside the school or outside the school and college, right? Whatever seminar that you may have presented yourself, it is very good, then you mention that as well. Or if you have been a listener, who was the speaker, what was the topic, in which year it was done, you mention all that again in reverse chronological order and non-tabulated form, right? Similarly with the workshop, if you have attended any, you need to mention that. Then you write about, this is actually the I would say the last heading, areas of interest. Now in this heading you need to write about at least 2 or 3 subjects or technologies that you have so much interest in, and also in which you want the interviewer to ask you question from, right? If you want that, if you are very good at Java, for example, you are very good at C++ or maybe SQL or .NET, so you mention that. Suppose you have done your project in any of these technologies, or maybe any other subject also. I'm not just talking about just the technology. Suppose you are pursuing any other course, BSc, BCom, BA or any other course, so you mention that subjects in which you want that interviewer should ask you questions from. Now after all these headings, the only thing which is left is that you write date. Now this date would be the date on which you are applying for that particular job. So suppose you have applied today, so you will write date of today, right? Then you write about place. So for example, you are going in Gurugram or maybe Delhi or Noida or maybe any other city, right? So you write about that. So your date and place would come on the left side, as we were writing all these heading at the left, and then at the right you will give your signature. So suppose you are giving a hard copy, suppose you have been into that particular company, or you have been there at the time of interview, or maybe internship, for internship you've been there, so you just give your signature. Do not write sign, just give your signature, right? Whatever your name is, just give your signature. And if you're applying online, then in that case you need to have your digital signature pasted over here, right? Apart from it, you need not write anything about your hobbies or any of your soft skills or any of your personal skills, right? Because you need to talk about it. If you're going to write that I have very good communication skills, but when it comes about actual checking your communication skills, then you're not good at it. So what will happen? You will fall in trap. So it is very important that you do not give any of the personal information, any of your personal skills, unless interviewer asks for it, right? So very simple. I would again go for a quick recap. that you write your name, then you write your contact number, you write your email ID, your correspondence address, then you write about your career objective, then you write about your academic and educational credentials. After that, you write about your technical skills, and then you write about your training and project, your seminar, workshop, areas of interest, date, place and signature. This signature is enough to tell that whatever you have written is true. Like you need not to give any disclaimer at the end that, you know, if people used to write it that whatever I have written is true. You need not, just give simply your signature and it will be enough. So guys, this was a blank resume format. I will also come with the blank CV format in my next video. I hope everything is clear to you. This is just a blank resume format. Designing part would be yours, but make sure that do not use any other color apart from black when you print it, right? Do not underline any heading, do not highlight any particular point. You can only make the headings bold, and as I mentioned the size, all the headings would be in size 14, rest of the body of the resume would be size 12, and try to use Times New Roman. So I hope guys you like this video, and if you have any doubt then please write in comment. I will definitely clear all your doubts, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet then do it right now, because I'm going to bring many videos about resume, CV, group discussion, interview that will help you to make your career. And if you like this video then please share it with your friends. Okay, bye bye, take care.